Welcome to Dance Lova Dance Academy, wedged carefully behind our favorite local Chinese supermarket, the place where my sister and I begged for melon-flavored ice cream bars every Saturday. But today, the parking lot felt more like a battlefield. My feet were glued to the hot asphalt, and the muffled ballet music seeping through the doors sounded more like warnings than music. I was terrified of standing out, of trying anything new, of messing up. My mom's gentle nudge broke my trance. She said, "Try it, you may like it." I didn't realize it then, but crossing that doorway would become the first of many moments where I learned how to step into new horizons, even when my whole body told me not to. Inside, I was a blur of stiff arms, wrong counts, and panicked glances at the mirror. I hid in the back, behind the dancers who already knew how to look graceful instead of confused. But somehow, I kept coming back. Week after week, inch after inch, I moved towards the front of the room. Eventually, I was invited onto the competition team. For 6-year-old me, it felt like entering a foreign country where the native language was perfectionism. Everything mattered: lines, timing, even how high you breathed. It was terrifying but exhilarating at the same time. Soon enough, I realized that staying in the comfort of that little studio, where everyone knew my name and which level I was in, would mean my growth would stay small too. And so I made the hardest decision in my dance journey: leaving. Leaving the familiar floors, leaving the teachers who'd watched me grow up, leaving the familiar smells of supermarket dumplings wafting in the parking lot. I switched to a larger studio where everything was more intense, and the dancers intimidated me as soon as I walked in. They were fearless, flexible, and fluent in dance styles I had never seen before. Again, that old fear came whispering again. It said, "You're not ready, you're behind, you're not good enough." More dancers meant more comparison, more competition. And I realized that one judge's 10 one weekend could be another 7 the next weekend. I quickly learned that external validation was unsteady ground to stand on. So I decided to focus on something steadier: growth. Not perfection, not approval, but growth. I spent hours attempting to master tricks that I saw Autumn Miller casually post on Instagram. I started improvising to my playlists in the middle of my room while studying, or spent hours staying up at night doing one last run through, surrounded with half-finished homework and an angry alarm clock waiting for me the next morning. Dance sculpted not just my muscles, but it shaped my character. The timid girl who once hid in the back started choreographing pieces, leading warm-ups, and performing solos. Fear still whispered sometimes, but I learned how to dance bigger than it. But what surprised me most was that dance didn't just stay in the studio. It followed me everywhere. It followed me when I became captain of the dance team, where I was responsible for organizing the rehearsals, mediating conflicts, and keeping everyone motivated when performances were weeks away and spirits were low. Dance taught me how to lead, not by shouting counts at the front, but by modeling patience, consistency, compassion, and humility. It followed me when I started teaching children, whether math or English, where communication mattered more than choreography. I had to learn how to break down complex concepts into smaller, digestible ideas, and that skill translated into helping each child learn and understand in ways that work for their brain, not just mine. It even followed me into my job as a barista, where the pressure comes not from judges' score sheets, but from long lines, unpredictable rushes, or the constant need to multitask while staying friendly. Even organizing this TEDx event with Chloe, giving dozens of students the opportunity to amplify their voice, came from the confidence dance built into me. Little by little, rehearsal by rehearsal, horizon by horizon. So now, when I'm faced by a new door, whether it's a future interview, a new environment, or an opportunity I think I'm not ready for, first blue one, the one where I almost didn't open. Now, I don't wait for someone to nudge me forward. I dive headfirst with a little more confidence in myself. Because here's what I've learned. New horizons don't wait for you to feel ready. They wait for you to move. And every time we choose to step forward, terrified, imperfect, or uncertain, we expand the size of the world we're able to live in. And so here's what I'm going to leave you with today. Think about that door that scares you, the one that you keep circling around but are too scared to step through. Maybe it's an organization you've been wanting to join, a project you've been wanting to start, or a dream you're too afraid to put into words. Don't wait for confidence to arrive, but walk toward that horizon confidently. Because you might just find out, like I did, that the act of stepping forward is what makes you feel ready.